hope and pray that every one of you must have a wonderful journey at the wonderful place where Srila Prabhupada listened the Vani of his Guru Maharaj in Brajadham in 1932, where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj was doing the Braj Mandala Parikrama. So Prabhupada came from Allahabad, and after this, then they went to Allahabad again, and then Prabhupada was initiated. And also the Charan Pahari, the footprints of all the animals, Krishna, cows, peacocks, deers, it's very visible at the Charan Pahari place. Wonderful place to meditate. So these spiritual warriors who made our journey successful today were Ishwar Krishna Prabhu. Oh no, they are on the vacation. Haribol. Sneha Mataji, Murli Manohar Prabhu, Parameshwari Devi Dasi, Girivardhari Prabhu, Shreya Devi Dasi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Sitala Priya Devi Dasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari Devi Dasi, Leela Manjari Devi Dasi, Manmata Anand Prabhu, Shundari Radha Mataji, Srinivasacharya Prabhu, Patita Pavan Prabhu, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Sri Devi Dasi, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Sripad Lalita Devi Dasi. I didn't see Akshata today. Hanuman Prabhu joined at 2 o'clock. Manani Mataji, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, Shraman Panchal Prabhu, Govinda Gita Mataji, Rajeshwari Priya Devi Dasi. Namanand Prabhu has not yet checked with Nitya Navli Mataji. She has not joined today again. Abhay Prabhu, Sarva Tarak Prabhu. I didn't see Amal Atman Prabhu actually for some days. Haribol. Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Saraswati Devi Dasi, Tulsi Priya from Houston and College Station, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Janki Khan Prabhu, Lavanga Latika Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Rati Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devi Dasi, Nishan Sharma Prabhu, Priyanka Mataji, Ganga Devi Dasi, Pratmesh Patel, Riya Saroha, Kalpataru Mataji, join early, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Priya Kishori Devi Dasi, Radha Seva Devi Dasi also join early today, Muli Mohan Prabhu, Shakti Mata Devi Dasi, Sarva Shakti Devi Dasi, Sri Kumar, Srikant Survasi, Srinivas Charan Prabhu, no, Srinivas Charan Prabhu not joined for many days. Maybe he might have gone to India. He must have wrote me. I have to check his message. Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Swedhi Prabhu, Veena Mataji, Haribo. She said she always wants to join. She joined hardly one day, after 1 week or something. Vijay Keshav Prabhu, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Kamal Mukha Krishna Prabhu, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Kanta Mataji, Vani Prabhu, Raja Ramdas Prabhu, Shankari Kaur Mataji, Matangi Gopi Mataji, Krita Lakshman Prabhu didn't join, Balaji Prabhu, Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Bhakti Priya Devi Dasi, Kamal Priya Devi Dasi, Manoj Kapoor, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devi Dasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarsan and Manjari, Sundari Leela Devi Dasi, Sundarangi Devi Dasi, Rukmini Priya Devi Dasi, Sudhir Krishna Prabhu, Shakhi Saran Devi Dasi, Sarmista Sahi, Rasha Kida Prabhu, Anand Radhika Devi Dasi. Advait Prabhu joined very early today from Phoenix. It was maybe 1 o'clock that time. Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Mataji, Balram Prabhu, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, Hemangini Chauhan Mataji, Samit Prabhu, maybe always join late. Rati Prabhu, Kamlesh Dhingra Mataji, Suchitra Mataji, Lekha Mataji, Thaneswar Prabhu, Murli Gopal Prabhu, Lal Gopal Prabhu, no, Arvind Prabhu and Priyanka, Namapriya Devidasi, Anand Lila Devidasi, Pratibha Shakhi, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu, okay, then Shyamlila Devidasi joined early. Ranga Devidasi, Abhay Mohan Prabhu, Prasanna Visakha Devidasi, Hare Krishna, Tulsi Gemer Prabhu, Santida Radhika Devidasi, Satyabhama Devidasi also joined before 2 o'clock. Priya Kishori Devidasi, Radhe, Yugal Priti Devidasi, Atulya Devidasi was also joined at 2 o'clock. Raksha also joined today early. And Madhuralla and Dr. Meena didn't join today. Amrit Anand Prabhu, Bhakti Priya Devidasi, Satyabhama Devidasi, and Santanu Sharma, and also welcome to Ujjwal Prabhu who joined today, first time I think. Welcome to this Zoom call, and maybe you can regularly join. So let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from Krishna book. Saman Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, just give me 1 minute. Some technical issue.
Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori Ohe Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori Ohe Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori Ohe Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori Diya Pada Chaya Shraddha He Amay Diya Pada Chaya Shraddha দশ সধি ছয় গুণ দেহদাসে
ছয় বেদ দমি ছয় দোষ শোধি ছয় গুণ দেহ দাসে
ছয় বেগদমি ছয় দশ সধি ছয় গুণ দেহদাসে
ছয় বেদ দমি ছয় দোষ শোধি ছয় গুণ দেহ দাসে
ছয় সাত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে
ছয় শত সঙ্গ দেহ আমারে
ছয় শত সঙ্গ দেহ হে আমারে
ছয় শত সঙ্গ দেহ আমারে
বসেছি সঙ্গে রয়াসে
বসেছি সঙ্গে আসে
আর বসেছি সঙ্গে রয়াসে
বসেছি সঙ্গে আসে
একাকি আমার নাহি পায় বল হরি নাম সংকীর্তনে
একাকি আমার নাহি পাই বল হরি নাম সংকীর্তনে
একাকি আমার নাহি পায় বল হরি নাম সংকীর্তনে
একাকি আমার নাহি পাই বল হরি নাম সংকীর্তনে
তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া
তুমি কৃপা করে সদা বিন্দু দিয়া
তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া
তুমি কৃপা করে সদা বিন্দু দিয়া
দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে
দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে
আর দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে
দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে
কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পার তোমার শক্তি আছে
কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পার তোমার শক্তি আছে
কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পার তোমার শক্তি আছে
কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পার তোমার শক্তি আছে
আমি তো কাঙাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি
আমি তো কাঙ্গাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি
আমি তো কাঙাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি
আমি তো কাঙ্গাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি
ভাই তব পাছে পাছে
আদায় তব পাছে পাছে
আর ধাই তব পাছে পাছে
আদায় তব পাছে পাছে
ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি
ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি
জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর
জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর
Thank you very much, Saman Prabhu, playing a wonderful song by Bhakti Manoj Thakur. So we will be reading Krishna book. I'll read the paragraph that we were reading. In other words, the Lord selected his mother and father, namely Prishni and Sutapa, specifically to appear in the material world. Whenever the Lord comes as a human being, he must have someone as a mother and father. So he selected Prishni and Sutapa perpetually as his mother and father. And on account of this, both Prishni and Sutapa could not ask the Lord for liberation. Liberation is not so important as the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Lord could have awarded Prishni and Sutapa immediate liberation, but he preferred to keep them within this material world for his different appearances, as will be explained in the following verses. On receiving the benedictions from the Lord to become his father and mother, both Prishni and Sutapa returned from the activity of austerity and lived as husband and wife in order to beget a child who was the Supreme Lord himself. In due course of time, Prishni became pregnant and gave birth to the child. The Lord spoke to Devaki and Vasudeva. Quote, at that time, my name was Prishni Garbha. In the next millennium also, you took birth as Aditi and Kashyapa, and I became your child of the supreme child named Upendra. At that time, my form was just like a dwarf, and for this reason, I was known as Vamandev. I gave you the benedictions that I would take birth as your son 3 times. The first time I was known as Prishni Garbha, born of Prishni and Sutapa. The next birth, I was Upendra, born of Aditi and Kashyapa. And now, for the 3rd time, I am born as Krishna from you, Devaki and Vasudeva. I appeared in this Vishnu form just to convince you that I am the same Supreme Personality Godhead again taken birth. I could have appeared just like an ordinary child, but in that way you would not believe that I, the Supreme Personality Godhead, have taken birth in your womb. My dear father and mother, you have therefore raised me many times as your child with your great affection and love, and I am therefore very pleased and obliged to you. And I assure you that this time you shall go back home, back to Godhead, on account of your perfection in your mission. I know you are very concerned about me and afraid of Kamsa. Therefore, I order you to take me immediately to Gokul and replace me with the daughter who has just been born to Yasoda, my mother. Having spoken thus in the presence of his father and mother, the Lord turned himself into an ordinary child and remained silent. Being ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva attempted to take his son from the delivery room. And exactly at that time, a daughter was born of Nanda and Yasoda. She was the Yogamaya, the internal potency of the Lord. By the influence of this internal potency, Yogamaya, all the residents of Kamsa's palace, especially the doorkeepers, were overwhelmed with deep sleep. And all the palace doors opened, although they were barred and shackled with iron chains. With Krishna, everything is possible. The night was very dark, but as soon as Vasudeva took Krishna on his lap and went out, he could see everything just as in the sunlight. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that Krishna is just like sunlight. And wherever there is Krishna, the illusory energy which is compared to darkness cannot remain. When Vasudeva was carrying Krishna, the darkness of the night disappeared. All the prison doors automatically opened. And at the same time, there was a thunder in the sky and severe rainfall. While Vasudeva was carrying his son Krishna in the falling rain, Lord Sesa, in the shape of a serpent, spread his hood over the head of Vasudeva so that he would not be hampered by the rainfall. Vasudeva came onto the bank of the Yamuna and saw that the water of the Yamuna was roaring with waves, and that the whole span was full of foam. Still in that furious future, the river gave passage to Vasudeva to cross, just as the great Indian Ocean gave a path to Lord Ram when he was bridging over the gulf. In this way, Vasudeva crossed the river Yamuna very safely. While on the other side, he went to the palace of Nand Maharaj situated in Gokul, where he saw that all the cowherdmen were fast asleep. He took the opportunity of silently entering into the house of Yasoda, and without difficulty, he replaced his son, taking away the baby girl, newly born, in the house of Yasoda. Then after entering the house very silently and exchanging the boy with the girl, he again returned to the prison of Kamsa and silently put the girl on the lap of Devaki. He again clamped the shackles on himself so that Kamsa could not recognize that so many things had happened. Mother Yasoda understood that a child was born of her, but because she was very tired from the labor of childbirth, she was fast asleep. When she awoke, she could not remember whether she had given birth to a male or a female child. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the third chapter of Krishna, birth of Lord Sri Krishna. Kamsa begins his persecutions. After Vasudeva adjusted all the doors and gates, the doorkeepers awoke. Quote. Now, at that time, Kamsa got up from his bed very quickly and exclaimed, "Now the cruel death of my life is born." Kamsa became perplexed now that his death was approaching, and his hair stood on end. Immediately he proceeded toward the place where the child was born. Devaki, on seeing her brother approaching, prayed in a very meek attitude to Kamsa, quote, "My dear brother, please do not kill this female child. I promise that this child will be the wife of your son. Therefore, don't kill her. You are not to be killed by any female child." That was the omen. You are to be killed by a male child, so please do not kill her. My dear brother, you have killed so many of my children who were just born, signing as the son. That is not your fault. You have been advised by demoniac friends to kill my children. But now I beg you to excuse this girl. Let her live as my daughter. So Kamsa was so cruel that he did not listen to the beautiful prayer of his sister Devaki. He forcibly grabbed the newborn child to rebuke his sister and attempted to dash her on the stone mercilessly. What kind of a people? This is a graphic example of a cruel brother who could sacrifice all relationship for the sake of personal gratification. But immediately the child slipped out of his hand, went up in the sky, and appeared with great arms as the younger sister of Vishnu. She was decorated with a nice dress and flower garlands and ornaments. And her 8 hands she held a bow, lancet, arrows, bell, conch shell, disc, club, and shield. Seeing the appearance of the child, who was actually the goddess Durga, all the demigods from different planets like Siddhaloka, Charanaloka, Gandharvaloka, Apsaraloka, Kinnaraloka, and Urgaloka presented her articles and began to offer their respective prayers. From above, the goddess addresses Kamsa, quote, "You rascal, how can you kill me? The child who will kill you is already born before me, somewhere within this world. Don't be so cruel to your poor sister," unquote. After this appearance, the goddess Durga became known by various names in various parts of the world. So after saying these words, hearing these words, Kamsa became very much overwhelmed with fear. Out of piety, he immediately released Vasudeva and Devaki from the bondage of their shackles and very politely began to address them. He said, quote, "My dear sister and brother-in-law, I have acted just like a demon in killing my own nephews. I have given up all consideration of our intimate relationship. I do not know what will be the result of this act of mine. Probably I shall be sent to the hell where killer of the Brahmanas goes. I'm surprised, however, that the celestial prophecy has not come true. False propaganda is not found only in the human society. Now it appears that even the celestial denizens speak lies. Because I believe in the words of the celestial denizens, I have committed so many sins by killing the children of my sister. My dear Vasudeva and Devaki, you are both very great souls. I have nothing to instruct you, but still I request that you not be sorry for the death of your children. Every one of us is under the control of the superior power. And that superior power does not allow us to remain together. We are bound to be separated from our friends and relatives in due course of time. But we must know for certain that even after the disappearance of the different material bodies, the soul remains intact eternally. For example, there are many pots made of earthly clay, and they are prepared and also broken. But in spite of this, the earth remains as it is perpetually. Similarly, the bodies of the soul under different conditions are made and destroyed. But the spirit soul remains eternally. So there is nothing to lament over. Everyone should understand that this material body is different from the spirit soul. And so long as one does not come to that understanding, he is sure to accept the process of transmigration from one body to another. My dear sister Devki, you are so gentle and kind. Please excuse me. Don't be aggrieved by the death of your children, which I have caused. Actually, this was not done by me because all these are predestined activities. One has to act according to the predestined plan, even unwillingly. People misunderstand that with the end of the body, the self dies, or they think that one can kill another living entity. All these misconceptions oblige one to accept the conditions of material existence. In other words, as long as one is not firmly convinced of the eternity of the soul, one is subjected to the tribulations of being killed and killed. My dear sister Devki and brother-in-law Vasudev, kindly excuse the atrocities I have committed against you. I'm very poor-hearted and you are so great-hearted. So take compassion upon me and excuse me. What a wonderful prayer, Mike, huh? While Kansa was speaking to his brother-in-law and sister, tears flowed from his eyes and he fell down at their feet. What a showcase, huh? Believing the words of Durga Devi, whom he had tried to kill, Kamsa immediately released his brother-in-law and sister. He personally unlocked the iron shackles and very sympathetically showed his friendship, just like a family member. When Devki saw her brother so repentant, she also became pacified and forgot all his atrocious activity against her children. Vasudev also, forgetting all past incidents, spoke smilingly with his brother-in-law. Vasudev told Kamsa, quote, "My dear fortunate brother-in-law, what you are saying about the material body and the soul is correct. Every living entity is born ignorant, understanding this material body to be itself. This conception of life is due to ignorance. And on the basis of this ignorance, we create enmity or friendship. Lamentation, jubilation, fearfulness, envy, greed, illusion, and madness, a different feature of our material conception of life. A person influenced like this engaged in enmity due only to the material body. Being engaged in such activity, we forgot our eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hari Bol. So Vasudeva took the opportunity of Kamsa's benevolence and informed him that his atheistic activities were also due to this misconception of life, namely taking the material body to be the self. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says that all this bodily conception of life, misidentification, come through the uncontrolled senses, particularly starting with the tongue. So unless and until we purified our senses, there is no hope to become free from the influence of external energy, Maya Devi, Durga Devi. When Vasudeva talked with Kamsa in such an illuminating way, Kamsa became very pleased, and his guilt for killing his nephews subdued. With the permission of his sister Devaki and brother-in-law Vasudeva, he returned to his home with a relieved mind. But the next day, this is the demoniac personality. Next day, Kamsa called all his counselors together and narrated to them all the incidents that had happened the night before. All the counselors of Kamsa were demons and eternal enemies of the demigods. So they became depressed upon hearing their master speak of the night's events. And although they were not very much experienced or learned, they began to give instructions to Kamsa as follows. Dear sir, let us now make arrangement to kill all children who were born within the last 10 days in all towns, countries, villages, and pasturing grounds. Let us execute the plan indiscriminately. We think that the demigod cannot do anything against us if we perform these atrocities. They are always afraid of fighting with us. And even if they wish to check our activities, they will not dare to do so because of the immeasurable strength of your bow. They fear you. Indeed, we have practical experience that whenever you stood to fight with them and began to shower your arrow on them, they immediately began to flee in all the directions just to save their lives. I'm sorry, we went 2 minutes over. Pardon me, we should be punctual in our activity. With those thoughts, as long as we will control our senses, we will be able to associate with Krishna's and His holy name nicely, and there is no worries. As it says in Bhagavad Gita, as long as Arjuna and Krishna is together, there is no danger in this world. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and totally fearless. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take so much austerity despite their household affairs. They still get up early to join and release the holy name from Aurora, Illinois, Cartondale, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tampa, Phoenix, College Station, Austin, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Portland, Dhaka, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, New Delhi, and Loganville, California, Georgia. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Today it feel like we just started chanting, you know. I don't know where the time went today. I must be sleeping all the time. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you
Hare
very
Krishna
much.
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Danvat,
Hare
Danvat,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very-
Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu is maintaining, joining at 4:45 a.m. Oh, I'm so glad
Thank
to
you,
see
Prabhu.
determination. May Krishna bless you more and thank you.
Yeah. I was up until 12 midnight.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Slowly, Prabhu, cut down all this thing is not important.
That's true, I know.
Believe me.
Prabhu, as we discussed earlier, we're going to draft that letter for the mayor
Ah,
because we need to write January 4th. We have to submit to the department here.
okay.
If we can
Yeah.
draft the letter, then we can review and finalize it.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Thank
And whenever you want me, I will come.
Sure, definitely.
Yes. Let's do something great.
Every day.
Let's do something great to please Prabhupada.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
All right. And you are our pillar. Anything can happen as long as you will remain steadfast.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So thank you everyone. If Krishna so desire, we will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So many more devotees are joining at 2 o'clock. It's so nice to see by 2:30 at least 14, 15 devotees are there. That's wonderful. All glories to their dedication and determination. Thank you very much. So I'm going to log off now.
Thank
It's a
you,
little
Prabhu.
bit
Thank you,
colder.
Prabhu.
I have to check my sunroom to see because I have yesterday, this year I bring all let me show you my sunroom to you all. It's so gorgeous actually. Let me turn on the light first.
You're done with all your front yard, Prabhuji? You were planning to do some yard work, right?
Yeah, but because of my house situation, I was not able to do. Oh, the fan is also on. I have to turn up the fan. But look at my sunroom. All this plant I bring inside this time.